What's going on, guys? We're not going to make you wait 5 minutes to get into the actual meat and juices and potatoes of this video. We're going to do it right now, straight from the Den of Nerds themselves. This is what they claim the ending to Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker is. So, I got my notes, boom, right there. And so, let's get right into it. So, first and foremost, Kylo Ren, super bad guy, is going to change his mind. Now he's going to want to be Ben Solo again. Ben Solo. And so he's going to disregard the whole Sith thing. He's going to want to partner up with Rey to take on the bad, evil Palpatine. So, in order to get to Rey, to enable to help her to defeat Palpatine, what he's got to do, he's got to fight the Knights of Ren. He goes and he fights the Knights of Ren, and the Knights of Ren pretty much whip his ass. And then he's like super hurt, but he does prevail apparently because he makes it into the room to help Rey. Now, apparently how this whole thing goes is like when Rey and Kylo get together, the Force goes crazy, right? And it makes them even more powerful than they ever were. But Palpatine says, oh, buddy, this is exactly what I wanted. You fell right into the trap. It's a trap! That's what he said. And so he starts siphoning off their energy. But when it gets all sucked up and everything like that, he ends up Force Lightning Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren falls down a shaft a la Palpatine himself at the end of Return of the Jedi, and Kylo's gone. So apparently Kylo just goes bye-bye from there on out. And if you already think just that little bit that I'm saying sucks, well, get ready. There's more. So Rey actually will now get her mojo back from the Force ghosts of all these other people, like Leia and Luke and Anakin and Obi-Wan. I mean, I think everybody's going to show up to help Rey. Mind you, Leia, Luke, maybe even Han, have just allowed their own nephew and son to die. But they're going to come back and give Rey the power that she needs to defeat Palpatine. So you know what they say, water is definitely thicker than blood. So she kicks the Emperor's ass, she defeats the Emperor, she goes back to Tatooine, and when she goes back to Tatooine, she buries the lightsaber, Leia's lightsaber, because yes, Leia has a lightsaber. Leia was the one who trained her earlier in the film in the ways of the Jedi, not Luke. She buries the lightsaber, and then she makes a golden lightsaber for herself. And I think that she actually makes it with the remains of C-3PO. She takes out C-3PO's heart and his soul chip. His heart and his soul, and she merges it together with a kyber crystal, and she makes a lightsaber out of the heart and soul of C-3PO, much like she ripped out the heart and soul of this franchise. So, after that, somebody comes up to her and says, hey, what are you? Who are you? What are you doing here? Why are you randomly taking someone's house here on Tatooine? And she says, oh, because I'm Rey Skywalker. Hence the rise of Skywalker. Yeah. There you go. So that was that video, sort of in a nutshell. That's the leaks that this gentleman right up there says that he got, and I do want you to go and watch his video though, because there's a lot of opinions that he has on this thing that goes beyond it that I just think are hilarious. And I think, to be fair, you have to look at both videos, because what I'm about to say right now is funny. Actually, what I'm going to say right now, the next thing is going to be even more hilarious, because I'm going to say one of the things that I don't like that gets said all the time is that it's unfair to judge something without seeing it first. Here's the truth. When you have to pay to see something, it is totally fair to judge it without seeing it. Okay? When they say it's unfair to judge a book by its cover, yeah, that's true. It is unfair if the book is free. Then why not just take a look at it? But if you have to pay $150 for a book, guess what? I'm going to judge it by that cover before I go ahead and I drop the money on it. And that's the same thing with movies. If you have to pay for the movie, then it is totally fair to judge the movie by the trailer, by the leaks, by anything that you want to judge it for. If you want to wait until it's in HBO 2 years later, then do that. If you never want to go see it because you didn't like The Last Jedi, then do that. But to sit there and say it's unfair, no, I am not. It is totally fair for me to not give a giant corporation my money for them to go, well, there you go. We gave you exactly what we didn't want to give you, what you didn't want. Totally fair. This guy right here in this video, of course, he says that because it's the most shill thing that you can possibly say. It is unfair to judge something before you see it. If I have to pay for it, if Disney came to me and said, hey, watch this thing, watch this movie, judge it, it's a free ticket, that's fair. Then I can say, okay, you know what, you're being fair. But when Disney's saying, give me the money and then judge it, no, that's unfair. That's unfair right there. So that's one of the things that kind of always annoys me by these little show videos. It's unfair to judge something without seeing it first. It's unfair to take my money. You know what? Are you going to give me a refund if I don't like it? A lot of people say, yeah, they will give you a refund if you don't like it. How many people actually get a refund after a movie that they don't like? Come on. Let's be real. Here's another thing that this guy says in this video that's kind of asinine for me. He says a Fandom Menace is wrong. But he goes about it in a way that just comes out so, like, kind of douchey. Because he says, oh, well, 75% of the movie is not being reshot. I mean, there is things being reshot, but, you know, but it's not 75% of it. It's not 75%. So my sources are telling me that it's pretty much locked. It's pretty much locked. So that means the Fandom Menace is completely wrong. Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay? Your sources and their sources could probably be the same sources. Who knows? They're all sources. It's all how you want to interpret these things. Everybody gives you these vague sort of descriptions of things. And then you interpret it the way that you want to interpret it. And to say that the Fandom Menace is completely wrong, they might be exaggerating a point, which is something that, guess what, most people do. You go in your video and you exaggerate people's reactions to things all the time. Why Star Wars fans are not happy. How do you know? You talk to 3 people, they're not happy? So now all Star Wars fans are not happy? And then the reasons why you give why Star Wars fans are not happy are just complete shill reasons. Nobody cares. Oh, people are upset that Kylo Ren is just disappears. How do you know? Maybe people don't like Kylo Ren. Another thing that he says, that 6 different endings being tested, that's all crap. That's all BS. Yet, he says there is no focus testing, but there is focus testing. Watch the video. He literally says there is no focus testing. It's just a couple of people like Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy. They're looking at it. They're making tweaks. I can guarantee you there is more than just Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy watching this movie. Focus testing this movie. There are tons of people within that company that are watching this movie. And if they are not focus testing this movie, they are doing themselves a huge disservice. Then they are not as smart as you think that they are, if they are not focus testing this movie. But then he goes on to say, there is focus testing. Watch the video. I'm not going to describe it anymore. Watch his video when he says that. He says Disney is not concerned about the movie. Why would they not be? Why would they not be concerned? I would be concerned after every single movie. Every single movie that came out. If I was Disney, if I was Warner Brothers, if I was Sony, I would be concerned. Them not being concerned is exactly why movies are crap now. them not being concerned is not good. That's horrible news. You should want them to be concerned. But you spin it like, oh, this is some great thing. Disney's not really concerned. They feel like they nailed it. They felt like they nailed The Last Jedi too. They felt like they nailed it so much that they gave Rian Johnson a trilogy. They felt like they nailed it so much. They went out and they got Benioff and Vice, D&D. They signed them to a huge contract because they felt like they nailed it so much that people are just going to be crawling all over themselves trying to get more Star Wars. And then he goes on to say that the Fandom Menace is just doing it for the clicks when his title is Episode 9 Leaked. Episode 9 Leaked Ending. It's the title. It's a clickbait title. That's not a leaked ending. That's your friends getting on Reddit and telling you the things that you want to hear. That's what that is. They piece together some crap. And hey, maybe some of it turns out to be right. Because, you know, people can guess all they want. People can guess all they want. You go on to crap on the Fandom Menace, and you pretty much do exactly what they do, if not worse. So, that's that. That's why I actually put my face on this video, because I knew I was going to end up kind of ranting on the video that's right there from the Den of Nerds. And I wanted to just in an effort to be fair, I didn't want to hide behind not being on camera. I wanted to be able to show my face on here so that, you know exactly who's talking to you and who's saying what he's saying to you. And, I mean, if you want to take that criticism as some sort of negatively, I guess it would be. Let's be honest here. It is negative. It is super negative because the video, to me, when you start a video and you go 5 minutes, when you're talking nothing but nonsense, when you go and you crap on an entire group of people and you pretty much try to make it like these people, they don't know what they're talking about. And then you don't actually say anything that's much different than what they said, but try to dismiss them and claim it as your own. Come on, man. What is that? Yeah, whatever. Listen, if you like this video, please share, like, subscribe. We could definitely use it here. This is a young channel looking to try to make a mark on its own. And not by crapping on other people's channels or anything. This is just that one video. I have not seen anything else of the Den of Nerds, and I'm sure that they've done some great work maybe somewhere if you dig hard enough. But enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will see you next time.